If someone keeps testing your love, it may have nothing to do with trust and everything to do with fear. Have you ever felt like your partner was setting little traps for you? Maybe they suddenly become distant to see if you'll chase them. Maybe they say, "It's fine," when it's clearly not fine. Or they bring up an ex, cancel plans, or act strangely just to see how you'll react. Most people think these are games, but what if they're actually signals? Today, we're uncovering the real psychological reason people test their partners and why these tests often damage the very relationship they're trying to protect. Imagine this. You send a message to someone you love. Hours go by, no response. Instead of asking what's wrong, you start wondering, should I text again? Do they still care? What if they're losing interest? Now imagine your partner feels this kind of uncertainty almost every day. That's where many relationship tests begin. Not from manipulation, not from cruelty, but from insecurity. People rarely test what they feel certain about. They test what they're afraid of losing. And that's what makes this topic so important. Because many relationship tests aren't really tests, they're hidden requests for reassurance. Before we continue, if you're interested in understanding the hidden psychology behind love, attraction, emotional patterns and human behavior, subscribe to Hidden Mind and join us as we uncover the things people feel but rarely say out loud. Now let's get deeper into this. One of the biggest misconceptions about relationship tests is that people consciously plan them. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't even realize they're testing their partner. Their fear does it for them. For example, a woman might stop initiating conversations, not because she's lost interest, but because she's wondering, if I stop trying, will they still come after me? A man might act emotionally distant, not because he wants space, but because he's secretly asking, would you notice if I pulled away? Neither person says what they truly need. Instead, they create situations that force their partner to prove something. And here's where things become complicated. The partner often has no idea they're being tested. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as protest behavior. Instead of directly expressing emotional needs, people indirectly seek validation. They want evidence, proof, confirmation, something that tells them they're loved. The problem, tests rarely provide lasting reassurance, even when the partner passes. Think about it. If someone constantly fears abandonment, one successful test won't remove that fear. The relief only lasts temporarily. Soon another doubt appears, and then another test follows. That's why some relationships become trapped in endless cycles of proving, reassuring, doubting, and testing again. Another reason people test their partners comes from past experiences. Not everyone enters a relationship with a clean emotional slate. Some people carry old wounds. Maybe they were cheated on. Maybe they were abandoned. Maybe someone they trusted suddenly disappeared. Their current partner didn't create those wounds, but they often end up dealing with them. Imagine touching a bruise that never fully healed. Even a gentle touch can feel painful. In the same way, a harmless situation can trigger deep emotional fears. A delayed text, a forgotten call, a cancelled date. To one person, it's no big deal. To another, it feels like the beginning of rejection. And that's when testing behaviors emerge, not because they're evaluating their partner, but because they're trying to protect themselves from getting hurt again. But here's something most people don't talk about. Sometimes relationship tests aren't about love at all. They're about self-worth. Some people struggle to believe they're truly lovable. Deep down, they think, if someone really knew me, they'd leave. So they unconsciously create situations that challenge the relationship. They push boundaries, create conflicts, withdraw affection, act difficult. Not because they want the relationship to fail, but because they're waiting to see if their partner stays. It's a painful contradiction. They want closeness, yet their fear pushes it away. They want security, yet they create uncertainty, and many don't realize they're doing it. One of the most common tests happens through emotional withdrawal. You've probably seen it. Someone suddenly becomes cold, replies become shorter, affection decreases, communication changes. When asked what's wrong, they say, nothing. But something is definitely wrong. They're watching, observing, waiting, not for an answer, but for a reaction. They're wondering, will you notice? Will you fight for me? Will you care enough to ask again? The irony is that healthy relationships don't require mind reading, yet many people secretly expect it. And when their partner misses the signal, disappointment follows. The strongest relationships tend to have one thing in common. They replace testing with communication. That sounds simple, but it's actually difficult because vulnerability feels risky. Saying, "I need reassurance, I feel insecure, I'm afraid of losing you," can feel much scarier than creating a test. A test keeps people emotionally protected. Communication requires emotional exposure, and exposure feels dangerous. Yet communication is what creates genuine intimacy. Not testing, not guessing, not emotional traps. Honest conversations. Now, this doesn't mean every test comes from insecurity. Sometimes people test because they're trying to assess character. For example, watching how someone treats waiters, handles conflict, or responds during stressful situations. That's different. Those observations help people evaluate compatibility. What we're talking about today are emotional tests designed to measure love, loyalty, or commitment. And those tests often reveal more about the person creating them than the person receiving them. Because underneath almost every relationship test lies a hidden question, a question many people are too afraid to ask directly. Am I important to you? Do you really care? Will you stay? Can I trust you? So the next time someone tests their partner, remember this. The behavior may look controlling on the surface. It may even feel frustrating, but underneath, there's often a deeper emotional story. A fear of rejection, a fear of abandonment, a fear of not being enough. Understanding that doesn't excuse unhealthy behavior, but it helps explain it. And understanding is often the first step toward change. Have you ever realized that someone was testing you in a relationship? Or have you ever caught yourself testing someone without meaning to? What was the hidden fear behind it? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone understand their own relationship a little better. If you found this video insightful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's trying to understand the psychology behind love and human behavior. And remember, sometimes the biggest relationship problems aren't caused by a lack of love. They're caused by a lack of emotional safety. We'll uncover more hidden relationship behavior. See you in the next video.